Every teacher I know loves a good picture book, especially if it helps us teach an important concept. So today I'm going to share with you 5 or maybe a few more picture books that I love to use to teach my beginning writers. But first, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Brenda Tejeda, and I've taught for over 17 years in kindergarten and first grade mostly, and I love to share my literacy tips and ideas with you. So I'd love if you subscribe to my channel and hit that thumbs up, and let's get started. Now, a lot of times in kindergarten, kids are often rushed to write sentences and stories before they can even write their name. So I think drawing is a very important writing stage, and it's important to nurture our students and support them in this phase. Just because it's drawing does not mean that it doesn't have important skills like revising and adding details. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite books that teach our students these strategies to help develop their drawing skills, which will help them with writing later. At the beginning of the year, we talk a lot about shapes and how we can see shapes all around us, and using shapes can help us draw pictures. Now, I love this book because it starts with very simple shapes before even traditional shapes like circle and square. It starts with the very simplest shape, a dot. It shows you the shape here, and then it also gives you an example of where we can see that shape in nature. And I love this book. Look, a line. You can ask your students, where have you seen a line before? A curve. So starting with these very simple shapes and lines will help our students. You can practice drawing those lines, drawing straight lines, drawing curvy lines, drawing rounded lines. And this book does go into round shapes. And I just love the pictures here. Every shape is on its own, so they can see what the shape looks like, and they can find an example in nature. You can have a hunt around your classroom to find different things that are of each shape. All right, another book for shapes that I love is Round is a Tortilla. Now, whenever I can add a little bit of Spanish into my classroom, I love to do that. So this book has words in Spanish too, as it tells a story. It teaches vocabulary to kids, and I love that you can figure out what the Spanish word means by using the context of the story. So it says, round are campanas that chime and ring. So what do you see in the picture that chimes and ring? What does campanas mean? It's the bell. And as you go through the book, you can have your students find the shapes that they're talking about and have them come up and think of where they see these shapes in their own lives. Here are the squares, my favorite word game. And then one thing you can do at the end of this book, there is a big spread with lots of different shapes. So you can photocopy this, or you can display it on your smartboard and have kids come up and identify different things and identify the shapes, find different objects and identify the shapes that they're in. And as they learn about shapes, you can show them how they can use shapes to help them draw. And here's a book that I found recently that I just love. It's called How to Draw a Happy Cat. And in this book, this is also great for teaching how to draw expressions very simply, but the author goes through how to draw a cat. It actually tells a story, but there's also some directed drawing as they tell the story. So just using very simple shapes, you can have students practice drawing animals, practice drawing things. Here you can have them with their whiteboards or with a piece of paper. Okay, everybody, let's draw a rounded square or a rectangle. Now let's draw another one. And little by little, they can see that they can easily draw things just by using shapes that they know. As you can see, this cat has different expressions, so you can practice that too. And here are some simple directed drawings. You can cover some of these and practice drawing the different characters. It's such a fun story too, it's silly. So your kids will enjoy listening to it. Next, teaching kids how to use color appropriately is an important skill to learn. Now, I love how kids are creative and they might draw purple trees or, I don't know, red pineapples, and that's fine when you're trying to be creative, but I always tell my students, if you're writing a story for a reader, you want to make sure that the reader can understand your picture and your story, so you want to make it as clear as possible. And if you have a purple sun in the sky, your reader might say, how come there's a grape in the sky? So we have to learn how to use colors realistically in our pictures. And you can tell your students that they're already color experts and they already know what colors things really are. So give them that power, make them feel like, oh yeah, I'm a color expert. I know what color things should be, and I can do that in my drawing. And here's a book to help you with that. It's called Lemons Are Not Red. It's very simple, it's very short, but it drives the message home. So lemons are not red, Lemons are yellow, apples are red. And it goes on. It's also great for predicting because you can ask the students what they think is going to be next. Flamingos are not gray. Can you think of an animal that is gray? Flamingos are pink. Elephants are gray. So this is a really great book to help your students learn how to use color in realistic ways to help our readers understand. Another super important beginning writing skill is oral language. We want to help our students develop those oral storytelling skills. And one of my favorite books to teach my students that is With Chalk by Bill Thompson. And I just love this book because of its simple story and its great pictures and it's wordless. So it teaches our students that we are writers even if we're just at the drawing stage so far. If you didn't catch my video a few weeks ago, I do have a video for how I teach oral storytelling skills to my students using this book. Make sure you click on that right there to watch it, and it has a free lesson for you to use with your students. So be sure to add this book to your mentor text list for beginning writers. It's a good one. During our drawing stage, we also talk about how we can bring our pictures to life. We can do that in different ways. We can add expressions to our characters' faces to show how we're feeling. We can also add movement. We can put our characters in different positions. And we can also add dialogue. Now, I know our students are not yet writing sentences or anything, but there's a way that you can add dialogue in pictures without words yet. And this is a great book for that. It's called Fly by Mark Teague. And it's also a wordless book. And it's such a fun and cute story about a mama bird and baby bird. The baby bird wants the mama bird to feed him, but the mama bird says, no, you got to come out of that nest and you got to learn how to fly. So they go back and forth throughout the book, and the baby bird is kind of having a tantrum and demanding that the mother feed him. And as you can see, without any words, he's having a little temper tantrum. And finally he decides to come out, but he falls. And then it gets really hilarious when she's trying to get him to try again. And he's suggesting all different kinds of things that he can do instead of flying by himself. But as you can see, without, well, some words here, but mostly pictures, there's so much dialogue in this book, and you can teach your students to add those little speech bubbles and to show what their characters are saying or even thinking in their pictures. Now, I can't let this video go without one of my very favorite children's authors, Mo Willems. And really any of his books, especially Piggy and Elephant, are great for drawing pictures and showing expressions and using features like bold text and punctuation, large print, small print, for getting your writers to bring their stories and pictures to life. But I love Leonardo the Terrible Monster because I love how he uses the space in the pictures and he zooms into different parts of characters to really emphasize something that's important. So it helps to show our readers when you want to emphasize a part of your story, you can zoom into that page. And there's a page where Leonardo is really sad, and he shows that with the really, look at this picture. How adorable is that? But you can really capture the emotion that the character is feeling. So any of his books are great, but this one is really great for that lesson. I have one more book to share with you today, and it's still about the drawing stage, kind of leaning into that labeling and starting to write words stage. If you want me to make another video showing you my favorite picture books for once students start to label and write sentences, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to add a video and put the link up here. But this book is when kids are starting to understand the concept of print, that writing also represents our stories. We can tell stories in our pictures and in our writing, and they understand that text represents words. There are different stages or phases that they're going to go through. They might start with little dots or scribbles and lines, and this is the perfect story for that because the little boy sees that his older sister is writing long stories with lots of details, and he wants to write a story too, but he says he doesn't know how. He doesn't know how to write those words, and she says it's okay, start with any letters or words that you know. And soon enough he adds shapes, he adds little letters and words and scribbles and pictures. And it's just great for sending the message that you don't have to be perfect as you're learning how to write. With more practice you'll get there, but just do the best that you can. And little by little he tells a story using what he does know about writing. I knew I was going to go over 5 books, but it's so hard to narrow it down when I love so many picture books. Don't forget to share your favorite in the comments, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe so you don't miss my next videos. Before you go, if you want more tips to help you support your emergent writers through the drawing stage, make sure to check out the blog post I linked in the description box below. And if you want step-by-step lesson plans to help you guide your students through that stage, make sure to check out my Kindergarten Writing Unit 1, which I'll also link below. As always, feel free to email me anytime at brenda@brendatejeda.com. Thank you so much for watching.